this idea of the male loneliness epidemic, I think needs to be looked at. Some of these guys are lonely. That's true. But part of the reason is that they're looking at their options and they're like, I can't do it. Like, this is not appealing to me anymore. So they're feeling lonely. There is a segment of guys that are feeling lonely because they don't want you anymore. Like, they're not drawn to you anymore. So they would love to be with a woman who acts like a woman, who's feminine, who's respectful, who's loyal, who's, not going to cheat, who's not going to, their phone's not going to be, shady as what, who's not going to be posting like all naked pictures online all the time looking for male attention while you got a boyfriend here that you got one foot out the door, who's not going to feel like, you can't ask her what she, hey, like, what do you want to bring to the relationship? How dare you? They're looking for like a quality woman and they don't see it. So a lot of those men, it's not all guys who are just trying to seal the deal and can't make it happen. Is that some of it? Sure. But there's also guys who could seal the deal and don't want to. They're just like, well, I'm going to spend a boatload of money. I'm going to spend a boatload of time. And like, what's in it for me? Really, at the end of the day, am I getting any of my boxes checked in this? So they're choosing to just be lonely, and just because they're like, where are all the good women? Where have they gone?
More men are realizing that being alone is not the punishment they were told it would be. Solitude may not be perfect, but it is often far more peaceful than constant conflict and disappointment. Once a man experiences that peace, he becomes much more selective about who he allows into his life.
Let's talk about this article. I've had a lot of people want me to do videos about this, so let's fucking go. I'm a female dating coach for men, and like 98% of my audience is male. So I want to offer some insight. By no means am I trying to start arguments. Actually, what the fuck am I saying? Of course there's going to be arguments. Okay, here it goes. Women don't need men like how they used to. So what does that mean for men? I mean, women couldn't even open up a bank account until like the 1970s. Not to mention we're still trying to close the wage gap in 2022. The reality is that heterosexual men have been first place for a long time. So now that our culture has made you question that, of course there's going to be a backlash on the male side. So let's break that down. Women don't need a man's paycheck to live. This is a good thing. Women no longer have to feel like they're sex objects, and men no longer have to feel like they're success objects. Win-win for everyone, for the most part. So what was happening before is that women were letting their men get away with a lot because she needed his paycheck to live. Now that women are self-sufficient, they're expecting more from their men. Equal to what men expect, actually. So what do women want? Well, according to the article, we want emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. So get this, the reason why dating seems so much harder for men nowadays is because society did a really crappy job in teaching men how to have deep connections, how to be good communicators. This is where dating coaches come in, but before my shameless plug. So to provide an insight to the frustration behind women when it comes to dating and why we're looking for better men is because in society, we are still expected to parent as if we don't have work and work as if we aren't a parent. Whereas men's work-home balance hasn't really changed that much. Women are looking for men to take that emotional and physical labor, some of it off of their plate. Being good communicators and having deeper connections shows us that you can do that. And for all the commenters claiming that relationships aren't worth it anymore. Hate to burst your bubble, kid, but men are typically happier and healthier when they're partnered. No matter how hard you fight it, you'll always crave intimacy. So what do men have to do? Men have a key role in this transformation, but only if they go all in. It's going to take that kind of commitment to themselves, their own mental health, to the kind of love they want to generate in the world. Will you step up? I love the way this article ends. And honestly, I believe you will. You have to. Dating will never go back to the way things were when it was easier, because that would mean taking away rights from women, which is kind of already happening in America, but I digress. And from my experience, men are emotional creatures in the best type of way. And you can learn to harness that power to attract the exact woman that you're looking for. And I can teach you how. Shameless plug, I had to do it. DM me or get at me in the comments, and I hope this is helpful.
These days, everyone seems to be a relationship expert with advice to give. Meanwhile, a growing number of men have discovered that peace, stability, and a drama-free life are surprisingly rewarding. It's hard to argue with a calmer mind and a steadily growing bank account.
Some men will choose a life of solitude, simply because they've been so hurt by women in the past. They don't know how to trust women, and honestly, they don't even know if it's worth it. So if this man is willing to let you into his heart, and he's willing to work on things, he's gonna require patience and reassurance. But know that if you're in that spot, he's not gonna let you go.
Walls are up. doors are closed to emotional connection.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers. But
Very few women truly understand what it means to be a partner. Many understand what they want from a relationship, but far fewer understand what they are expected to contribute to one. The difference becomes obvious over time.
To me, the male loneliness epidemic comes down to a simple metaphor. It's like a man standing in a room full of open doors. He's complaining to anyone who will listen that he's trapped. Not because there's no way out, but because he refuses to walk through a door unless there's a cold beer, a round of applause, and a woman on her knees waiting for him there. Women aren't asking for that much. They're just highlighting the ways that they have been robbed historically and are currently still being robbed as men weaponized feminism against them. A lot of women just wanted the opportunity to work. And now men are trying to enforce rigid patriarchal systems while also expecting their wife to work 40 hours a week. Maybe they want a full-on trad wife who somehow is educated and knows things about the world, but not too much to the point that she's going to tell you that you're wrong or is going to challenge you on anything you say. They want a mother figure who they can have sex with anytime they want and who will raise their children and will also pick up a job if for some reason their household isn't making enough. I don't know about y'all, but if I were really that desperate and lonely, I would look in the mirror and figure out why women are not fawning over me. Because most of the time it's simple shit that women are asking for and they are giving you the instruction manual. Then you're taking the manual, throwing it out the window and saying, man, women's expectations are so unrealistic. If they actually really loved women and appreciated women for all that women are and not just the type of woman that they envision and fantasize about, then they would be taking every single thing that women are saying about why they're not dating as many men and why they're being so selective. Then they would find that there's very, very fixable things and very easy things that they can do to make women feel safe, to make women feel heard, and to make women want to open up their house and their bed to a random man who could potentially harm them. Prioritize safety and comfort for women, and they will give you that warmth and that tenderness that y'all are so badly craving. But instead, you're blaming them for the issue that you created. Women don't want to dominate in a relationship. They want a partner. And they also don't want to have to submit. It's not that hard.
People often talk as if there are endless options waiting around every corner. The reality is that quality opportunities become much rarer when standards, expectations, and circumstances start colliding. Not every path leads where people assume it will.
Is it just me, or have we noticed that men, they know the true definition of loneliness? Now let me expand on that. So when dating apps, we know that it's a fact. Guys have a way harder time on dating apps than females do. In terms of just getting attention whatsoever, a female can go on a dating app and get matches where sometimes guys get 0 matches at all. So imagine how much of a hit to your ego and how depressing that would actually be. So I do feel for men in that case, because that's something that females don't experience as often. It's very rare for a female to experience that, and it's much more common for a male to experience that. Two, when we're single, we have male friends and girls still may have male friends in relationships too. But I'm just saying, when you're single and you have male friends, they're usually doing things that a boyfriend might do for you. So little gestures like picking you up, messaging you more. So we still have that role being played by a friend, even though it's not a boyfriend. It's still little aspects of what they do is what a boyfriend would do. So it's not something that guys experience, because girls don't do these gestures for their male friends. So I just something to think about. I think that we have to give men a little bit more credit. Like we don't experience loneliness as much as they do, and it must be tough.
Many of the things women receive regularly are experiences most men rarely encounter. Genuine compliments are uncommon, appreciation is often scarce, and recognition usually arrives long after it should. That's why many men stop chasing validation and start finding satisfaction within themselves instead. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, stay focused, stay grounded, and remain unmoved and unbothered.